Hey, what's happening, everybody? JayShockblast here, and I guess the YouTube party is over, as they're saying. I know I'm a little bit slow to react to this. I've been really kind of reading as much as I can and listening as much as I can and trying to take it all in and trying to understand exactly what's going on because it's a little confusing and it's a little frustrating. And as a content creator myself, I can't help but feel a little betrayed. Um, Now, it's a sensitive subject for a lot of people. Yeah, shocker, a lot of us make money on YouTube, and shocker, a lot of us want to continue to do so. And I think I don't understand exactly where YouTube is coming from here because, as someone who's been in the business world, it seems to make far more sense to create tiers of sponsorship and advertising instead of just saying you can be monetized and you cannot be. Now, for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, this week YouTube started demonetizing people. There's been a lot of people that have been posting about it. I know PewDiePie has run into some issues. Scarce, John or Phillip Defranco, Boogie, all these people are getting hit, and it seems to target very specific people and not just anybody. Now, the big thing is this censorship, and you know there's debate on that, and the correct answer is yeah, there is censorship because if you want to make money, you have to fall in line. Now, one of the great things about YouTube, one of the things that made YouTube great, is it was a platform for people to do whatever they want, and it still is. But by limiting what you can get paid for, it really kind of hurts that process because let's face it, if you're at what you consider to be your job and you get paid to assemble Xbox controllers, that's your job, okay, and that's all you get paid for is to assemble Xbox controllers, and somebody comes over and says, hey, can you help us package some video games? You're not going to do it, are you? Because you don't get paid to package video games. You get paid to assemble Xbox controllers. So it's no different on YouTube. It's why would anybody waste their time and creativity on something that is just for nothing? Now, I understand that there are people like, oh, well, it's art. Well, like anything, you want to get compensated for your time. And I approach it that way when it comes to what I'm going to actually put up for videos. There have been lots of playthroughs that I've started that have done absolutely nothing traffic wise. And in my head, it's like, why am I going to continue uploading these videos if nobody's going to watch it? Now, with Deus Ex, I very, very easily could have done that. But I said, you know what? I'm just going to force my way through it. I don't want another incomplete walkthrough. I'm just going to keep recording. And the same thing with Attack on Titan. Neither one of those videos series have done anywhere near what I hoped it would. I've been pretty frustrated with YouTube lately, but that's another story for another day. The bigger story here is that it's stifling creativity, and it's also hurting because a lot of the people that are being targeted are people that have their entire channels based off of like suicide and like suicide prevention and talking about those things. And yes, they are sensitive subjects. Um, but I don't understand why you have to like blow up their entire business model, their entire, you know, they're helping people, you know? Why wouldn't a company want to advertise on that? And why, I'll get into that in a second. It's targeting the wrong people. Now, then there's swearing. Now, I will be honest with you, that is something I have made a huge effort to not do. Um, I understand that there's a lot of younger people that watch my channel, and I'm sensitive to that, and I want to make sure that I am, keeping my language as family friendly as possible. Now, I understand that there are family-friendly advertisers out there. So that's why I don't understand why somebody with YouTube didn't have enough common sense to create tiered advertising. So if you want family-friendly advertising, have a bracket of videos. Hey, these videos fall under that. These videos that are being demonetized, like whatever the issue is, they can fall under a mature advertising category. It seems like it's common sense to do that. Like, why would you want to not have a section of your product making money for you? Because let's face it, I, as a content creator, and all the other people that are making videos on YouTube, we're not the only ones that get paid. YouTube makes their money off of this too. So the question is, are we the only ones that can't monetize, and are they just keeping all the money for themselves? The problem is at this point, we helped create YouTube into what it is today. All right, YouTube created the platform, and we took the platform and we ran with it as content creators. I've been doing this for over 6 years now. We might actually be right. No, we just passed the 6-year anniversary of me starting this YouTube channel. So uh, there are others that have been doing this for far longer than me, since the inception of YouTube. And I think that people like us, are every bit as responsible for the success of YouTube as the people that created the site and just put it there for others to use. Other services could have taken off in this time, but everybody chose YouTube as the platform they were going to operate on. Now there are other platforms, but they're not nearly as successful, and I don't understand why people would have to be forced to leave one platform for another because the place that they've always done their business started making poor decisions. It brings me, there's a famous video, there's a video on YouTube here. I don't know what it's exactly called, but it's something about give them the pickle, something like that. And there's a guy who shares a story about a small restaurant owner who, at one point in time, the restaurant always would give you a pickle with your meal. And there's this guy who had been going to the restaurant for years and years and years, and they stopped giving the pickle away with the meal. And they started charging something like, I don't know, like 25 cents to add the pickle to the meal. And the customer got upset and said, but the pickle's always been free. And the moral of the story is the customer stopped going to the restaurant on principle because he felt like he wasn't valued. He's always gotten the pickle for free. They've always given him the pickle for free, and now they want to make another 25 cents off of him because the pickles they're separate. And he ran into the owner at like an airport. That's how the famous story goes. And he's like, the owner recognized him, having gone there for years and years and years. He goes, hey, I haven't seen you in a long time. What's going on? And he said, well, I stopped going to your restaurant because you started charging for pickles. I've always gotten the pickles for free. So the problem is just give them the pickle. That's the moral of the story. When you have a product and you always give something to a customer for a certain value, it's not unfair for them to expect that as their value. And the second you start taking those things away, they're going to obviously react, and mostly negatively. So that's the same thing that happens, just across the board in all walks of life. You look at, things like, Madden or NHL or any of these sports games where they've started stripping, things out of the game and then putting it in DLC. And it's like, but that's always been with the game. Why do I have to pay for it now? I'm just using those like as examples off the top of my head. There's plenty of video games that fit into that criteria. When we've always gotten something as part of a service, you expect to continue getting it as part of the service. EA Access, okay, Titanfall 2, is not going to be, you're not going to get a discount for it, and it's not going to be available on the early access. Those are things that are the whole purpose of the service, But now they're taking those things away, and we're still paying the same price for the service. You can't do that. It's awful customer service, and we're not employees, but we are customers. And I don't know if people are going to walk away and try to find other ways to make money. People like Phillip Defranco have made videos talking about it, and he's not married to YouTube because he makes his money off of YouTube, not based purely on advertising. Advertising certainly helps, but if you look at his Facebook videos, he's making bank, okay? Because there's not a real way to monetize Facebook videos, okay? They don't put commercials on Facebook videos, but if you have sponsors that are paying you money to talk about their product during your videos, Philip DeFranco might get, 3, 4, or 5 million views on a video here on YouTube. But if you look at his Facebook videos, he's pulling, 10, 20 million views because of just how quickly those videos get shared. So he's got a model, but then you've got all the people like me who are scraping by, and Thora decided to make an appearance. Like 4 months ago, I was laid off from my job, and I was faced with the idea of, look, I make enough money on YouTube that I can support myself. Maybe if I have more time, I'll be able to make more videos, I'll get more views, and I can make more money. I want this to be my career. And I'm actually tired of people trying to like shame YouTubers and say, oh, well, that's what you get for not having a real job. What's a real job? Okay? Like, a job is whatever you do to make money. And there's risks in every job that you do. My real job decided that I wasn't worth paying what I was making, and that they were going to send my job to another country. Okay? So what's a real job? Okay, I didn't do anything wrong. My coworkers didn't do anything wrong. None of us did anything wrong. We were actually one of the best in service at what we did. We won awards. We were recognized, worldwide for our service, for what we did. And our company decided it was more valuable to them to save a little bit of money and send our job overseas. I don't know. Like, I feel like that's their decision to make, and I feel like they're wrong. But that would have been a real job. And are you going to blame me for that? Are you going to blame us for losing our jobs? All the people that have been in our position before? Is it our fault that someone else made a decision for us that impacts the way that we're going to make our money? No, it's not our fault. So we do have a right on both sides of the coin to be upset at what's happening here. Yeah, it's nice to sit at home and play video games and make videos about it, and I found a way to turn that into a career. So what? Like, why am I a bad guy for that? Because you're not doing it? Because you didn't find a way to do it? And I know I'm only talking to a certain subsection of people, but like, those are the people that need to be spoken to, because like, yeah, I have a right to be concerned about this, because I don't want to go back to having to rely on somebody else to, pay me. I don't want to go back to having to rely on corporate America in order to make my money. I understood that this was not a safe avenue, which is why I kept my job the entire time I had a YouTube channel up until a few months ago. Trust me, there were times I was making 2, 3 times as much on YouTube than I was making at my real job, and I made pretty decent money. I made over $20 an hour at my real job. My real job. So like, but I kept it because I had benefits and it was security to me. I never thought in a million years that I would not have had that job before this one. And I love doing this on YouTube. I love making it my full-time focus. I love trying to figure out what I'm going to do next. And it hasn't affected me yet, okay? Yet. But it could. It absolutely could. they could demonetize this video simply because it's controversial, and it's a way to try and drive people away from talking about this issue. The reason I'm making this video is not because I'm saying anything all that different from what people like Phillip Defranco and PewDiePie and Scarce and LeafyIsHere and those people are saying. They have a much bigger audience, and I'm very happy and thankful that they're doing their part. For me, it's more, I want to be part of the bigger group that's bringing attention to this, because we're not going to change anything until, unless we all kind of band together and say, this is not right, you need to do better. We rely on YouTube to make good business decisions for us so that we can all benefit. And the decision they're making right now is not right, it's not fair, and it's just idiotic. It's an awful way to do business. Now, this gets into my bigger point and why this is happening. This is happening because YouTube has gotten too big for themselves. They are too big for themselves, and they have become lazy. That's right. They are lazy. They don't want to invest the money into people to manage the problem, so instead they're finding new ways to automate everything. So instead of, having actual people that can manage and follow and watch and figure out what's going on with all these videos, they're putting out robots that can do it for them. There's not an actual person that's going to have anything to do with figuring out what's wrong with these. Their solution is, oh, well, don't worry. If you think you're wrong, if you think we're wrong, you can just appeal it. Really? So you're going to just strike first and ask questions later. It doesn't make sense. And what makes even less sense is why any advertiser at any point in time would want to demonetize their advertising to a channel like PewDiePie or even LeafyIsHere. Like, LeafyIsHere has almost 5 million subscribers. Phillip Defranco, another one who I keep bringing up, he has almost 5 million subscribers. PewDiePie has 46 million subscribers. And you know what's even more important than subscribers? It's engagement. They have some serious engagement. All three of those individuals have massive engagement. Not only do they have subscribers, but they have people that are watching their videos. Now, I understand ad block is a real thing, and I think if you use it on YouTube and then claim to love somebody's YouTube channel, you're not, I don't believe you. It's the same thing as people that, would walk up to their favorite band and say, I love you, I love your music, and they download all their music. They don't actually buy it from them. You're not actually supporting your favorites if you're not actually helping them earn money. It's all there is to it. And all you have to do is watch an ad on YouTube. You don't even have to actually buy anything. So, I understand that in a world of ad blocker and stuff like that, that, these people are still super successful, and their ads are important to them, and why wouldn't an advertiser want to put ads on those videos? What's more important, family-friendly content or knowing that people are going to actually watch your video? Knowing that people are actually going to see your video. You have a very specific market with PewDiePie and with LeafyIsHere or Scarce or Boogie. I don't know the numbers on his channel. But any of the, or Angry Joe, any of these channels have very specific markets that are usually the demographic that a lot of these advertisers are looking for. So why wouldn't you want to make sure you're getting on their videos? Okay, and I'm only focusing on those things because those are the things that are important to me. There are also these suicide prevention channels that I can only imagine how many lives those channels have saved. But now you've basically taken everything away from them, and they either have to find another platform that'll have the same type of audience, hope that their audience carries over, and still find a way to monetize it. The danger is that before they were able to possibly make a living by doing these types of videos and helping people, but now they've been driven away, and what are they going to do now? Like, how many lives could be lost because of that? Because it's different when this is your life and that's what you can, spend a lot of time on. But now you have to give 40 hours a week to a real job, and all the time that goes into, getting ready for it. I mean, I can tell you, man, it was tough to make videos when I was working full time. I was working 40 hours a week. It would take me at least an hour and a half to get ready in the morning, whether it be through taking a shower and, getting dressed and eating breakfast and getting the dog out and all that stuff. Things that I could just take my time to do now, whenever I want. But like, so there was, on top of that, there was the commute to work. Like, there's just so many things that go into that, and you're taking all that time away from somebody that's very successful in what they do, that didn't do anything wrong, and now there's just no way to monetize their channel. Like, YouTube is popular because of the content creators, not the platform. The platform can be recreated anywhere. The problem is getting the people there. The people are here now because they know that this is a massive platform full of people. It's like Facebook. Facebook is what it is. Everybody's like, "Oh, I hate Facebook. I'm tired of Facebook." But nobody's going to leave Facebook because MySpace isn't a thing anymore. I don't know if you guys started with Friendster or if you even remember that, but that's not a thing anymore. Like, there's no other platform that is going to offer you the audience that you're going to have. Like, all your friends and family are on Facebook. They're not on, whatever the other service may be. And getting everybody in a mass group to shift is difficult. Can it be done? Maybe, but it would take a lot of time. It would not be easy. And, it would be a struggle. So I think YouTube really needs to reevaluate all this. And they claim that all of it, none of this is new, and that this is all has all been in the program all along, and that they're just going to enforce it now. And I think that's a bunch of bull. You can't have a policy and not enforce it for years, and then all of a sudden say, "Oh, by the way, about that, yeah, we're going to go ahead and enforce it now." I mean, I know that people are frustrated. I think the biggest thing for everybody is support your content creators, watch the advertising, show them that you are engaging in their product. Leave likes, leave comments. Like, I'm starting to actually get to the point where I don't like when people comment with first. I would rather if all you're doing is commenting on a video and saying first and not actually watching any of the video and just Xing out of it, you're actually hurting me more than you're helping me. And same thing goes with everybody else, every other YouTuber. We need engagement. We need people to watch the videos. We need people to watch the advertising. That's what's going to show YouTube who really helps them make their money. I think this is really short-sighted. I think it's unfortunate. I'm a little worried. I'm worried in general. My revenue is down. Like, everything's down. My views are down. Everything is down. I don't understand it. And I'm frustrated. And this is just another thing that frustrates me. And I'm really hoping that it doesn't affect me at all. It could. I mean, I do talk about some controversial stuff, especially when it involves poor decisions made by Marvel. Who knows? Maybe Marvel hits up YouTube at some point and says, "Hey, demonetize that because, I don't like what he said." So it is censorship. We don't know what's happening on the back end. It's already bad enough that they can't figure out their content ID, with content match and stuff with the way they go through about, like, people filing false copyright claims and stuff like that. They can't get that right. They can't figure that out. They're too big for themselves. That's the problem. They need to hire more people. They need to have more people doing the job and not having everything automated. Like, that is YouTube's biggest problem right now. It's not people with potty mouths making bad videos, with lots of mean things. Like, if you want to, get rid of the bullying, you need to have people that are there managing it. The YouTube comment sections in a lot of videos turn into cesspools. And that's because, you're leaving it to me to manage the comment section of 5,000 plus videos. I can't do it. I keep up with the comments as much as I can. I feel like I interact with people more than most. But at this point, I'm not asking YouTube to do that for me, but at the same time, you can't automate everything. You have to have real people that do it. And as far as advertisers are concerned, if you're concerned with, Huggies diapers, automatically throwing an ad on a video about, suicide prevention, maybe you should do a better job in creating the way ads are displayed. So that's ultimately what YouTube should be focused on, ways that everybody can make money and that advertisers can also be happy with what their ads are being placed on. You can't tell me that there aren't mature advertisers that don't want to advertise to more mature markets. So figure out a way to have different tiers of advertising. Maybe it becomes, hey, you pay us a little bit less money, and we can't guarantee you that you get on to the most family friendly video, but you'll be paying a little bit less to these YouTube content creators to get in front of their audience. Why would anybody take advertising from PewDiePie? You literally know exactly what you're going to get from him. Now, I know he's a controversial figure. There's a lot of people controversial in the dumb ways. Like, there are people that just like to make fun of him for no reason at all. And I don't really like, or he's not for me. I watch, I get what he's doing, but it's not for me. But I respect the hell out of him. It's like John Cena, all right? Like, I can't stand him in the WWE anymore, but God, I respect the hell out of him for everything that he's done to keep the WWE going. Because that's the way it goes. So I'd love to know what you guys think. I think I already do. I hope that people that aren't subscribers of my channel find this video, and I hope that other content creators find this video and know that I'm here to help any way that I can. That I want to help make YouTube great for everybody. I want everybody to make some money and for everybody to be happy. So I hope everybody enjoyed. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you.